Manifest your limitlessness, not your limits. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be if you're a soulful entrepreneur who is ready to manifest an expansive business and life that includes that time, space, energetic, and financial freedom. I'm your host, Minerva Maharaj. I'm a certified spiritual coach, manifesting master, and founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching and Starseed Academy Coach Training. I'm so grateful you are here, and I promise I'll be giving you the stories, the strategies, the tips to create that life your soul came here to experience. Thank you so much again for being here. Let's dive into this week's episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Words of Wisdom. So today is part 2 of how to manifest more powerfully. And I'm going to walk you through 5 steps that I do when I notice I'm up against my limits and I'm self-sabotaging or upper limiting. And so let's just dive right into it because it's 5 powerful steps. So what to do when you notice you're manifesting up against your limits? You go into worrying, you go into the fear cycle, you go into shame, you go into whatever it is that you go into once you've hit a high and you start going into a low, or you just feel like you're just stuck, you're in a funk, you're just in a low for quite some time. And you're just not manifesting the business, the life, the money, the clients that you desire, or just, anything that you want. You could use this for anything, really. This is important to do because if you're not clear and intentional and come with that clean energy, you're just going to keep manifesting a cycle and experience that you just don't want. And you're going to keep perpetuating that cycle of this is as good as it gets, or as soon as it gets good, the shoe is going to drop. That feeling. I know that feeling so well. And that's just from conditioning from society, from everywhere, that you can't have it all, which is a bold-faced lie that as soon as it gets good, it's going to get bad. Or there's highs and lows, there's ebbs and flows. Yes, it's true, there's ebbs and flows, but it's the way that we perceive it, the way we feel about it, the way we label it that makes it worse for ourselves and limit ourselves even more instead of just moving through with grace with the flow of life and through the flow of manifesting, through the journey of manifesting. And the limits and the perspectives that we place on ourselves limits the flow, restricts the flow of what comes in and how quickly it comes in, the quality of what comes in. Versus if we release those restrictions and just know that life is what we make it and that we can enjoy the journey and we can receive so much more, receive so much more fun and enjoy life even more, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process even more on the way to the destination. So that's why I think it's important to really get clear on this, hone in on this practice where we are manifesting from limitless possibilities, from that space of limitlessness, from the space of what's available, from the space of what's available in the energetic field, what we really desire in our soul, so that you can enjoy the journey on manifesting and enjoy when it does show up, because it's going to show up. It's inevitable. So, what do I do when I feel like I'm up against my limits, when I'm self-sabotaging, when I'm upper limiting? This is what I do. And some steps of this has been inspired from the book The Big Leap, but I've made it my own. So I just want to share the way I do this. So number 1, when I recognize that I'm up against my limit, I'm worrying, I'm being fearful, I'm thinking of all the worst case scenarios. I go back into lack, into scarcity mindset, which is normal. I, number 1, recognize and feel it. I recognize it, I look at it, and I allow myself to just feel it, not in like suck me in type of way, spiraling type of way of like, oh, okay, this is familiar. I see you, I recognize you, and that's it. I just look at it separate from me. And then I breathe into this space. I breathe in new space because it's just energy. It's just a point of view that's creating an energy. So I breathe space to separate myself from that thought, from that feeling, from that experience. And I just breathe in new space into the experience. Nothing big. I just breathe just to create new life, create new space. That's step number 2. Step number 3, I ask myself, do I want to continue manifesting against my limits or my limitlessness? That's why it's important to go to the last episode around understanding limits and limitlessness, manifesting against that or with that. And so I ask myself, do I want to continue manifesting my limits or limitlessness? The limits I have set for myself, or this is as good as it gets, or perpetuating the fear cycle, the scarcity cycle, indulging in that energy. Do I want to continue doing that? I make a clear decision, and it's so simple. And that moment just frees me when I just think that. Because, by the way, this is not about perfection. I mean, I'm a perfectionist, recovering perfectionist. And I remember thinking I have to get this perfect. I have to figure it all out. I got to fix it up. I got to clean it up. I got to move through it. I got to heal through everything before I can receive it. And that's just a limit I had set on myself. And it's just a lie. And when I realized that all I need to do is just decide, okay, am I going to manifest my limits, more of my limits, or my limitlessness? Am I going to manifest limitless possibilities? I can choose. I can decide any moment. I can decide again and again. That's the beauty of life. You can keep deciding. So I'm deciding, do I want to continue pushing up against my limit, or do I want to continue expanding my limit? So limitlessness, like I want my ceiling to just be limitless. There's no ceiling. It's just expansiveness. It's limitless possibilities. It's infinite. It's wide. It's free. I want to create from that space. I want to move in that energy. I want to live in that energy. I want to create in that energy. I want to think and feel from that energy. I want to enjoy life. I want to enjoy the journey to the thing I desire, my next level, from that space of limitless possibilities, from the infinite space of me, because that's just way more enjoyable. It feels better in my body. It feels like truth, and that is the truth. The lightness is truth. Whatever feels light is right for you. When I feel tightness and constriction in my body, that's a lie. I'm up against the limit. I'm living up to the limit, not living up to limitless possibilities. So number 3 is to ask yourself, do you want to continue living up to your limits or limitless possibilities? Make a choice. And once I'm in that space, I make that decision, I feel even more space just open up. I feel lighter. I feel more open. And then I start anchoring into that space. I start cementing, laying the cement. And I move into some mantras, some statements for myself. I choose blank. I expand in blank. I am fill in the blank. So what that may sound like is I choose limitless possibilities. I choose expansion. I choose lightness. I expand in lightness. I expand in life. I expand in health. I expand in love. I expand in wealth. My new limit is limitless possibilities. There is no limit. I expand. I keep growing. I feel safe. I am safe. I choose safety. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am worthiness. I am, I am, I am. So I talk myself through that. And this is literally the process I do. And I set those statements, say those mantras until I feel it in my body. So you don't stop. And the more you do this, when you get into the practice of this, it's easier to get into this space. You get there quicker, you start vibrating higher, stronger. You strengthen your electromagnetic field, the field that attracts everything. So get into the practice of this. You can create this momentum. You can create the speed. You can pick up the speed here. And then finally, so I say the mantras, I breathe into the space, I'm feeling it energetically. I ground into it. So you got to bring it into even cement it in the body even more. A grounding practice, an embodying practice. That will look like one or few things. Maybe I just do one of these things. Maybe I do all these things. I really tune into what does my body need to implement this, to embody this, to make it feel real. So that could be tapping. That could just be moving, playing some music, play your favorite song and move with these mantras in your body. Move in that space of limitless possibilities. Move from that lightness, expansion, that newfound space, that space you just created for yourself. Or I may just work out, or I may go for a walk with that intention and really embody it in every step and every flow in my body. I may dance. I may even just do shaking, shake out the old remnants and breathe in and shake to really cement in my body love, possibilities, abundance, wealth, health, whatever it is I'm calling forth in my life until I feel it, until I am being it. Because we attract, we manifest who we be, not what we want, not what we just desire or wish for or think about, what we be about. We manifest what we are an embodiment of, what we are holding in our body, who we are being on every level, thinking, feeling, vibrating, acting, all in congruence. So be wealth, be abundance, be health, be love. And that's my practice. So again, number one, recognize and feel when you're upper limiting, when you feel those limitations. And then breathe in new space, breathe in new life, new air. Create that space for yourself because you can do that. This is about empowering you to see how you create your own upper limits. And if you can create your limits, you can create limitlessness. And number three, ask yourself, do I want to continue manifesting my limits or do I want to manifest limitless possibilities? You get to choose again. And number four, doing mantras, mindset work. And it can start with the statements. The statements can start with, I choose, I expand in, I am. Create that momentum, create that new cycle in your mind. And then number five, ground it into your body, an embodiment practice. Grounding that new space, that new zest, that new vibration, that new frequency in your body. So taking the energetics and embodying it, bringing it to the human experience, feeling it in your body, and don't stop until you feel it. Movement, dancing, shaking, tapping, whatever it takes to feel in your body, even just like massaging your body. Sometimes I just massage it into my body. Sometimes I see the word just penetrating through my body, through my bones, through my blood. The vibration, the frequency, the words, the experience until you are it. So this is how to manifest your limitless possibilities, how to manifest against that instead of your limits. Manifest your limitlessness, not your limits. And you get to choose it. You get to create new space around this. You can create a new way of being, a new way of manifesting. And these 5 steps will help you with that. Hopefully this speaks to you. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, if you're ready to go further, faster, with more fun, then hop into my one-on-one container or my group coaching containers, DM me or go to goddessofwisdom.ca to see what's available. Love you all so much. Sending love and light.